I come in, sir?
Please come.
Good morning, sirs.
Good morning. Good morning. Please have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
So comfortable, Archit?
Yes, sir.
Archit, please tell us about yourself.
So my name is Archit and I come from Pune, Maharashtra. And I've done my schooling from Mumbai, and thereafter I've completed my 12th from Pune itself. So then I went on to pursue engineering from VIT Vellore, and I have worked in an IT company post that for about 11 months, Hexaware Technologies. So after that I decided to give this exam, and hence I've been preparing since. So and my hobbies include going to the gym, weight training and practicing mindfulness.
All right. So how long have you worked with this company, Hexaware?
Sir, to be precise, around 11 months.
So you resigned and...
Yes, sir. On May 5th of 2022, I resigned.
So why did you resign? You must have been getting good salary.
So
and,
salary...
you are electronic engineer also. So future for electronic engineer is very bright in the technological world today. What do you see in civil service?
Sir, more of it was a personal decision. I always wanted to have a more very diversified employment, and while I was working also, it was a good job, sir, to be very honest. The workplace was very supportive, but it was my desire to look at the foreign service as a career option, and therefore I decided to resign so I could prepare better for the exam. So that's why I resigned, sir.
Why? Why do you think foreign service or civil services is a better option?
Sir, in terms of the work that they do in a very diverse manner, the amount of things that we can do and the problems and the challenges in terms of shaping my personality, that I imagine, sir, would be something what I would like to achieve. And in terms of IT, sir, it was kind of a monotonous job in terms of the profile work culture. So that's why I took this decision. And also, sir, it is more of a charm that the service has to me.
So let's do a bit of comparison between private and government sector.
Yes, sir.
You have worked in the private sector IT.
Yes, sir.
And now you want to come to government.
Yes, sir.
So do a comparison of what is good in government and what is good in private sector.
Sir, talking first about the private sector, I would say that the work culture between the seniors and the juniors is quite flexible. Like, we do not refer to our seniors using the word sir. They encourage us to take names and be on a very first name basis. This improves the communication between the hierarchies. Sir, coming to the government, the first thing that comes to mind is, sir, the ability to impact a lot of people. So the nature of the job is such that it can affect a lot of people, and we can see the on-ground progress of the work that we do. Sir, coming secondly to the IT, sir, I think the efficiency aspect is quite high. There is a scrum call and there is an agile methodology followed. So there is a daily uptake of tasks, seeing the progress, and if there is some difficulties, immediately we refer to a senior. So that improves the efficiency by a big margin. Sir, and on the government side, I would say, sir, that the ability to deal with diverse amount of problems helps shape the personality of the person. So the ability to interact with a lot of group of people and diverse nature of jobs, that helps to shape the personality.
So there is a term we use, it is constructive destructor. So who is a constructive destructor, and do you think this works in government?
Sir, I would have to guess, but I think a constructive destructor is somebody who disrupts the normal flow of work, but at the same time making it more efficient and makes it better. For example, sir, use of technology can be called as a constructive destructor. So I think, sir, with the use of newer technologies in government, for example, sir, artificial intelligence, that could be some kind of a creative destructor.
So, Archit, I heard that Apple is having tough time.
Yes, sir.
Now with the US federal government, and is being penalized for monopolies.
Yes, sir.
And this monopoly even exists in India. So do you think India should develop parallel base to give competition to Google, Apple and such like giants? What efforts are being made in India? And what is this Apple issue? Why this case?
Sir, the Apple issue in the US currently is because of some anti-competitive practices that Apple is said to be doing. So basically, sir, the ecosystem of Apple's, for example, is built in such a way that it only allows integration of Apple-oriented products, and third-party applications do not get the same freedom or the opportunity to get accessed by the people using those applications and Apple products. So, and coming to the Indian side, sir, I think already a lot of work is being done. So, the Competition Commission of India is the body that manages this competition. And recently, sir, I think Google was also penalized in India for this because they were not allowing third-party payment applications to access the Google Play Store. So, I think, sir, they maintain this balance, and we should definitely look at having a more democratic and open competition system, which can, in the long run, improve the efficiency and the ability of the consumers to access the products that they get.
All right. You are also an electric engineer.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about alternate sources of energy.
Yes, sir.
Why nuclear power plants are so less in number? Why we are not promoting more nuclear power plants?
Sir, nuclear power in India is around 1.6% of the installed generated capacity. Definitely, sir, we are looking at increasing it around 6% from the last targets I remember, sir. Around 2030, we need it to increase to 6%. But, sir, why they are not increasing, the reasons could be many, sir. For example, the installation capital investments that require for establishing a nuclear power plant, those could be high. Sir, secondly, there is always a concern of nuclear use, being the products that come out of it are radioactive. So the health and safety requirements have to be quite stringent, and in that manner it could sort of constrict the development and the plant that is being established. Sir, and thirdly, I think the international guidelines, the IAEA, that governs this nuclear fuel. So, sir, I think plants have to be compliant with that, and there's a lot of compliance procedures that take place when we install these plants. I think these few factors combined are responsible for the not huge uptake of nuclear power plant in India, sir.
All right. One more question, Archit. I'll make a statement, and you are a philosophy student.
Yes, sir.
I want you to analyze the statement. It's a statement made by Einstein.
Yes, sir.
All right. And he says, truth is like universe. It expands continuously and never is static. So analyze this statement as a philosophy student.
So may I take a moment? Sir, I think he's referring to the fact that truth is immutable. What is true will always be true, and it will reach to a larger number of people, that it cannot be diverted in such a manner that it will stay in a small space. It will constantly reach to new people, and it will always stay the same. The nature of truth is such that it cannot be changed or manipulated by anybody. And I think, being a physicist, sir, I think that's what he's referring to, the universe, because the universe also is said to be expanding at a very fast rate. But at the same time, we in our earth do not feel the presence of the expansion in that manner. So I think that is the relation.
One last question I want to ask you is electoral bonds.
Yes, sir.
Lot of information has come in public domain.
Yes, sir.
But what should be done? How to fund elections? Can you come out with some unique idea on funding elections? If no electoral bonds, then what?
Sir, definitely with electoral bonds, there was an attempt to curb the black money and cash transfers that was happening. But sir, thinking about more innovative steps, sir, I can only recall some of the things that have been reiterated over the times by the committees. Sir, for example, the Indrajit committee on elections talked about the state funding of elections. So we can look at that aspect, sir, where political parties get funding from the state to conduct their campaigns, and that can be monitored quite well.
Anything else? Any suggestion that
Yes, sir.
you
So,
would like to make?
yes, sir, from my side, I think we can incorporate more of digital transactions in the election system. So we have this concept of blockchain, and that is an immutable data ledger. So using that, we can monitor the transactions that the political parties are doing, and everything has to be mandated to be on a digital platform and on the blockchain. Any other transactions would be deemed violable, should be deemed violable by law. So I think that mandatory provision can help to curb this
Good.
problem. Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, good morning, Archit.
Good morning, sir.
So, you are an electrical and electronics engineer. So, tell me ways to make discoms profitable in India.
Sir, the ways to make discoms profitable in India. So, firstly, there was a Uday bond scheme. So, with that is a short-term scheme, sir. Firstly, that can enable the state to take away the debt that has been incurred by the discoms. That can give discoms some breathing room where they can take more structural reforms. Sir, coming to those reforms, firstly, sir, there is a long-term purchase agreements which are around 25 years for discoms to be taken from generation plants. And in the meantime, if more efficient sources of energy come about or there are cheaper alternatives, they cannot take that from them. So there is a suggestion that the power exchanges that we have in India, there are around 3, but only 6% of electricity is being procured from them. So, and those are transparent systems. So we can definitely look at the discoms trying to source their generation and electricity generated from these power exchanges. That can be one aspect, sir. And thirdly, sir, the discoms have to look into the AT&C losses and the efficiency. So it's around 20% right now in India. We need to lower that significantly. And sir, fourthly, the tariffs. The tariffs in India are not cost reflective and there is a huge crop subsidization. So even, sir, the average unit rate is around 6.15 paisa, 6 rupees 115 paise. And the gap between the price reflected with cost subsidy is 0.50. So I think, sir, we need more cost reflected tariffs. So these are the ways, sir.
Now, coming to your subject of philosophy.
Yes, sir.
So, tell me relevance of philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi in present times.
Sir, Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy of Sarvodaya and looking after the last mile and the lowest rung of society, that is an important philosophy that we can incorporate in present times given the inequality in society, especially with respect to all types of inequality, sir, with urban, rural, or even income gaps. So we need more this type of philosophy in governance, especially where the administrators are well aware of the last mile that they have to reach, and this can ensure better public service and governance at the lowest levels. So I think that in that manner, sir, we can the philosophy is quite relevant even today.
How study of philosophy will make you a good administrator?
Sir, I've thought about this, and the first reason that came to my mind is that every policy initiative that is taken, there is always a philosophical backing to it. So, for example, even the Beti Bachao Yojana, for example, it has some feminist underleanings to it. And when an administrator understands the philosophical background of this policy, it can ensure, in my opinion, sir, it can ensure a better public service delivery. And sir, other than that, philosophy also encompasses aspects of morality and ethics. In that manner, transparency and accountability principles can be understood better.
So, Archit, you mentioned that diversity is one of the main reason for coming into civil services.
Yes, sir.
You were just mentioning. So, don't you think there is more diversity in administrative services rather than foreign services?
Sir, I'm not very well aware if there is a significant asymmetry in the diversity taken up by both services. But sir, from what I have seen, I feel like being on a global sphere rather than being just on an Indian sphere, I think there would be more diversity offered when I'm on a global stage. So I think in that manner, sir, I feel that.
Okay, but in administration, you will be able to work in education, health, and more diverse areas.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. But even in foreign service, sir, I think I will be able to work on these aspects. Sir, for example, Indian institutions, they are in significant contact with foreign institutions as well, education institutions for that matter. So I think that contact would be established there also, sir.
Okay, if Donald Trump comes to power again and wins elections,
Yes, sir.
how would it impact relationship between India and USA?
Sir, it is difficult to say because Donald Trump is known for not having a very concise and balanced policy. So we will have to look at this from an angle where he has given certain opinions where he said that he's going to make the tariffs flat 10% in terms of trade. So that would not be very beneficial to us, sir, in that sense.
Now, you also won some certificate of excellence in machine learning.
Yes, sir.
So, can you differentiate between artificial intelligence with machine learning and deep learning?
Sir, I think artificial intelligence is the bigger sphere. So machine learning and deep learning are parts of that, and deep learning being part of machine learning itself. So, sir, I think that's the.
Okay, any other difference?
Sir, and I think, sir, deep learning uses neural networks. It is not necessary that machine learning encompasses the aspect of neural networks.
And you also practice weight training. So for weight gain or weight loss, rather than in training, how much role is of the diet?
Sir, there is a common saying that abs are forged in the gym and shown in the abs are forged in the kitchen and shown in the gym. So that just represents that diet is around 80% important for the weight gain and weight loss, sir. So I think gym only plays a substantive role in just burning off the excess fat in terms of cardio.
So thank you, Archit.
Thank you, sir.
Archit, you are from Pune,
Yes, sir.
which is, I think, the most prosperous region of Maharashtra. Perhaps
Second to Mumbai.
second to Mumbai, of course. And suppose you are posted in Vidarbha region, where you have serious problem of water shortage, farmers' distress.
Yes, sir.
So how do you think you will be able to address those issues as a DM?
Sir, the issues regarding the shortage of water and crop failure in Vidarbha region, sir, we have to take steps which are multi-pronged. For example, in the short term, we need to look at safeguarding the farmers against crop failure. So I would take up crop insurance on a mass scale. I would try to see what I can do about that. And in terms of water shortage, sir, I think rainwater harvesting measures and smart agriculture, especially with the per drop more crop initiatives taken by the government. So that could be implemented. And sir, in the longer term, we need to take more structural reforms, sir, because the problem in Vidarbha region is that there is a lot of monoculture cropping, especially with cotton and soya bean, and those are water guzzling crops. And so we need to diversify our crop basket, and especially with the use of millets. Maharashtra is already highest producer in jawar, so we can look at diversifying this to other millets, sir.
Very good. This mindfulness, you are fond of mindfulness. This mindfulness, heartfulness, are these two same things, or there is some difference? Mindfulness and heartfulness. Because there is heartfulness meditation also.
Sir, if I had to take a guess, I think heartfulness meditation depends upon focusing on the heartbeat and doing things with complete intent. I think so that is the definition.
Okay.
But in mindfulness, sir, it is more towards the general awareness of the person and the being present in the moment as is being said. That focuses on a general awareness. So I think that is the difference, sir. But people can practice mindfulness by focusing on the heartbeat as well.
Oh, good. So you are a student of philosophy.
Yes, sir.
Tell me one Western philosopher and one Indian philosopher who have impacted you, particularly with regard to your skills, which you think would be used in your civil services career.
Sir, may I take a moment?
Yeah.
Sir, I think the first person that comes to my mind, the Western philosopher, is Hegel, because he was an absolute idealist, and I think that idealism is a very good way to at least strive for perfection. And he also was an idealist in the terms that he said that state is the march of God on earth.
But Archit, don't you think idealism, as an administrator, you have to be more pragmatic rather than idealist?
Yes, sir. We definitely have to make that distinction. The day-to-day work and the policy initiatives have to be pragmatic and have to be reflective of the reality on ground. But in terms of personal characteristics, for example, integrity, honesty, and
okay. The Indian philosopher?
Sir, Indian philosopher Adi Shankaracharya comes to my mind because of his philosophy of Advait Vedant and the nature of that philosophy being so inclusive and all-encompassing. So that I think would help me to look at all different perspectives and sort of balance them in a manner which can help me look at things in a very objective manner and not be influenced by emotions and whims and fancies. I think that philosopher is very helpful to me, sir.
Who is your favorite philosopher contemporary in contemporary times?
Sir, in contemporary times, my favorite philosopher is the existential philosopher, sir. Jean-Paul Sartre, a Western philosopher who talks about existentialism. So I think that is quite...
Okay. Archit, now tell me how India has been playing an important role in shaping the new global order, new world order. Give me specific examples.
Yes, sir. Sir, giving specific examples, sir, firstly, we are continuing to be the voice of the global south.
Yeah, that is one.
Inclusion of African Union in G20, that is one, sir. So secondly, we are undertaking a lot of measures, sir. For example, interacting with different countries with respect to the humanitarian assistance. For example, sir, Operation Dost in Turkey. Even Russia-Ukraine war, we are providing aid to Ukraine. And even in Israel-Hamas war, we are providing aid to Gaza. So that shows that our ability to help others even when we are not very well placed economically as compared to the other developed nations. So that is one aspect, sir. So thirdly, we are talking about equality even on the global forum, the push for UNSC reforms for increasing both permanent and non-permanent seats. So that reflects our ideology. And sir, being a very responsible nuclear power, I think we have significantly shaped the global order and contended the NPT and the NSG treaties, which we are saying that are not equitable. So we have shown that while being a responsible nuclear power, we can always advocate for equality on the global forum. So I think in these manners.
Very good. Archit, are you aware of any specific organization of Government of India which promotes culture of India outside India?
Yes, sir. It is a council under the Ministry of External Affairs, Indian Cultural Council, sir, ICC.
Indian?
Sir, I might be wrong.
Yeah, okay. No, you are very close to that. No problem. Okay. Now, tell me 5 schemes of Government of India which you think are helping in increasing our agriculture productivity.
Agriculture productivity. Sir, under the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sanchay Yojana, there are multiple schemes. So, for example, sir, per drop more crop. That is one scheme. So then expediting the irrigation projects that have been stalled over the years. That is second aspect, sir. So thirdly, we are uptaking smart agriculture with micro drippers and
the smart agriculture and precision agriculture.
Precision agriculture.
So these are two same things, or there is some any difference?
So there would be small differences in that, sir. It can be that precision agriculture is enabled with smart agriculture. Smart agriculture will include sensors and checking the soil pH values and nutrient availability. And precision agriculture would target the amount of water and the fertigation that is given. That is the aspect,
good,
sir.
Thank you, Archit.
Thank you, sir.
Archit, yesterday the Maldivian president he said that India remains our closest ally.
Yes, sir.
In what context he was saying this? And it is quite a U-turn type of thing, don't you think?
Sir, given the time of this thing after the India Out campaign plank that he won on, sir, this is reportedly said that it is for debt relief that he wants from India because he owes around $400 million to India, and by saying that, probably he's looking for some certain concessions as is being done. So I think it is quite unusual, but sir, that it cannot ignore the fact that Maldives will have to consider India as a very strong strategic ally because in times of need, it is India who is going to be the first responder because of the closeness between the two countries.
And at United Nations also some strange thing happened yesterday. So far, all the resolutions on Israel and Hamas war brought by America, brought by other people, other groups, they were vetoed by USA.
Yes, sir.
But this is for the first time a resolution brought by USA has been vetoed by Russia and China.
Yes, sir.
Why? What is the difference? Why they have done this time like this? Because they were always for a ceasefire.
Yes, sir.
USA brought a resolution for ceasefire.
Yes, sir.
What happened?
Sir, the primary aspects, like you mentioned, the resolution has been vetoed by US, China and Algeria, and Guyana has abstained from voting from this resolution. But the main issue here is that the Russians and the Chinese are claiming that the immediate ceasefire that they will uptake will not assess Israel in terms of the damage that they've already done. They want Israel to be held accountable for the damage that has already been done. And also, sir, the other side is claiming that they have done it in cynical interests. So, sir, I think it is a more geopolitical aspect rather than the resolution itself.
Okay. You practice mindfulness.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, for a mindfulness city, some sort of agreement are going to be reached between Bhutan and India.
Yes, sir.
What is that? What is that city is all about? Mindfulness city.
Yes, sir. Sir, that city, I'm forgetting the name of that city, sir.
But it is Gelefu.
Gelefu, yes, sir.
What India is going to do there and where it is located, by the way?
Sir, I'm not aware of the exact location.
Ah.
But sir, I'm aware that they are trying to market that city in such a way as a very strong tourist and cultural destination, which will reflect the Buddhist values of Bhutan and bring pilgrims and people from all over the world. And also, sir, there is a provision where they're trying to build a digital version of that city on a meta platform so that more people can access it remotely. So using NFC and blockchain technologies, they are trying to do this. Sir, and with respect to the specific agreement between India and Bhutan on this, sir, I will have to read more about it. I'm not aware.
Any financial agreement sort of thing? Do you know something? India has done something good for them? No.
Sir, I'll have to read more about it. I will.
Okay. These Archit, Western indices, Freedom Index, this index, that index, so many indexes are there. Do you support those indices?
Sir, certain indexes, for example, the Global Hunger Index that was released, in which India got a very poor ranking. Certain indexes like these suffer from a poor methodology method. So, for example, sir, they had done a phone survey, just asking 3,000 people on phone and asking questions. For example, did you feel hungry in the past day? So these type of methodologies do not reflect the actual reality on ground.
Okay.
So we should look at these indexes as a parameter for improvement, sir. Not look at them with necessary disdain in all aspects. But at the same time, we must look at the methodology that has been followed. And if we feel that methodology is reflective of...
So you don't agree with the hunger index, but you agree with others, the freedom and democracy index, press freedom index, they are good?
Sir, not necessarily all of them. It depends on the methodology, sir, and also that...
Which index do you support? Western index. Which you think that is a good index?
Sir, the Logistics Performance Index by the World Bank, in which India has got a good rank, 16th rank, sir, for example, I remember last. So that is quite reflective of the on-ground reality, because we are doing certain steps. We have reduced the cost of logistics. It is around 13% right now, but we still want it to be to 8%. And the Gati Shakti Yojana and the National Logistics Policy, the integrated methodology that we are following with hub and spoke models, with logistics and the rapid transport systems that have been developed. So we can see these changes on ground and they are being reflected in the index as well. So we are improving in ranking, and especially other indexes, for example, so the multi-poverty dimensional index, which we are considerably always increasing in rank. So that
got it. Archit, so you're talking about some infrastructure and Gati Shakti. So what improvement we have achieved as far as the turnaround capacity of our ports and ships is concerned? Turnaround time, you know?
Sir, I might not be, yes, sir. I might not be able to recall the exact figure, but I think, sir, with different initiatives that are being taken. So, for example, they are trying to build very strong inland port infrastructure networks, which can be then connected to the main harbors.
What is the improvement in the turnaround time of a ship? Unloading, loading, unloading, loading. What it was earlier and what it is now?
Sir, I will not be able to recall the exact figures.
Okay. You are also doing some, what is this Comic Con? I don't understand. Coordinator for Comic Con in college. What is Comic Con?
Sir, Comic Con is a comic conference. So in that, sir, there are multiple events that take place. It is basically to celebrate the different animes, the manga series and the comics that have come over the years, and people have a very intense fan following for that. So people can do multiple things. So there are counters for cosplay where people dress up as their favorite characters. There are writer meetups where the artists and the writers actually come to these conferences and interact. So because the reason is that when we see movies, we see actors on television, but we will not be able to see the author of these comics when we read the comics. So to bring the engagement between the author and the fan following closer, these conferences are arranged. So I was a coordinator for that conference, sir.
My last question is about your philosophy.
Yes, sir.
Philosophy is a very abstract type of thing.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that? And in the field, you have to take decisions black and white.
Yes, sir.
Practical decision, yes or no, yes or no. There is no point of any grey in a field. As a district collector, if you read such type of abstract subjects, don't you think it will jeopardize your decision-making ability also? Because decision has to be either black or white, this or that, something like that. And this philosophy is quite abstract. This is also right, that is also right, that is also something like that. Don't you think it will jeopardize your entire decision taking capability?
Sir, I think we have to draw sufficient distinction, sir, with respect to taking decision-making, administration, policy. These things have to be reflective of the on-ground reality. We must use rationality in terms of this. But, sir, at the same time, rationality as a concept is discussed in philosophy as well. So, we cannot draw these very significant distinctions between that. But in terms of day-to-day working, we can draw that distinction in terms of using philosophy to cherish the values that we have. For example, sir, morality, ethics. These aspects in philosophy are discussed quite holistically, and in that manner we can incorporate these values from here, and then our training and our on-ground reality data, what we receive. So we have to take decisions based on those. So I think, sir, we can make that. It will not jeopardize. In fact, sir, I think it will energize the administration, sir.
Good. Thank you, Archit.
Thank you, sir.
So Arpit, can you describe present day world order?
Sir, the present day world order has sufficiently tilted towards the multipolarity, but significantly we are seeing with the rise of China, we are again heading towards a bipolar world. So there is a term that is being used which is pluripolar world order, in which, sir, regional associations are forming their own small groups based on their small selective interests. And sir, I think that is the way forward that the world is looking at. So from a unipolar world to a bipolar world to a pluripolar world, sir.
All right. Arpit, one last question. Since you are electronic and electric engineer.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, when our day-to-day transactions we are doing online through our mobile phones or computers,
Yes, sir.
including huge money transactions,
Yes, sir.
why can't we have e-voting, electronic voting, in the same fashion as we transfer our money? We are banking on, this apparatus and app and banks for safety of our money. Why not e-vote? So what is your opinion on electronic voting through apps? It will save huge money.
Sir, definitely I am always for technology and improvements in technology. But sir, given the nature of the process of voting, which is very significant towards the democracy that we live in, the e-voting process should not take place until and unless we have established a complete cyber security infrastructure which is unbreakable. And sir, in technology it is very difficult to achieve such a stage because there will always be loopholes. So in terms of that, sir, keeping the security and the sensitivity of the electoral process in India, I think, sir, we should take a cautious step on this and we should look at more and more pilot projects given the nature of the e-voting process.
Good. So thank you, Arpit. With this, we come to close of your mock. I can ask you one last question if you think any area of your depth we have not covered.
Sir, I think most areas have been covered, sir.
So thank you, Arpit. We close our mock.
Yes,
You can wait outside. We'll call you.
Thank you, sir.
So Arpit, tell us how you think you have done.
Sir, better than my last mocks. So I would say decent.
Arpit, you were good. In fact, your entire persona, your communication, your depth of knowledge, your application of mind, your quickness of response, your body language, your conversation style of communication,
Yes.
we saw everything and you ticked all the boxes. So well done. I don't have very many items to tell you. Comparison of government versus private. Three good things.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you can rethink and rephrase the replies to this.
Yes, sir.
Because normally in government, there is a thinking that if the PSU is not doing well, let it be privatized.
Yes.
All right. So connect privatization, advantages of privatization that government can make use of. Those are the applications which government would like to see.
Yes, sir.
Other than that, all your replies were very good. Civil service, I think somewhere you made a mention of IFS.
Yes, sir.
Don't do that. It's already written in your application form. You have to come out with your own, love for civil service, your own passion for civil service. Don't exclude other services from IFS. that you will get depending on your position.
Yes.
So never say that I want to go in for IFS. What if you don't get?
Yes.
And somewhere you made a statement that IT sector gives me very limited scope,
Yes.
or maybe you used a different word,
So I said,
isn't it?
yes.
So avoid that also. IT is the today's disruptive word.
Yes.
IT is the future. Only thing is that here you get a far bigger platform. So don't show down IT.
Yes.
Talk positive for IT and talk your passion for civil service. All right. Let's hear other members.
So Archit, very good personality, good communication. We have interviewed almost about 1,000 people till now, and you are in the top category. So you were that good. So as far as suggestions are concerned, to improve you further. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जब आपने ये वाई सिविल सर्विस का आंसर बोला, उसमें आपने डाइवर्सिटी पे बहुत फोकस किया. तो फिर मैंने आपको उसमें ग्रिल किया थोड़ा सा कि एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में देयर इज मोर डाइवर्सिटी एंड फॉरेन सर्विस में इतनी डाइवर्सिटी नहीं है. सो आप यू वर स्टिक कि मैं अड़के रहूंगा एंड यू आर ट्राइंग टू प्रूव अ पॉइंट. सो रादर देन टॉकिंग अबाउट डाइवर्सिटी, ठीक है, टॉक अबाउट योर पैशन फॉर और इंटरेस्ट फॉर इंटरनेशनल अफेयर्स. That will be more reasonable answer because no one can beat the diversity of IAS.
Yes.
है ना. दूसरा सर ने क्यों बोला कि आप शुरू में IFS मत बोलो, because the board members are so smart, they will understand he is trying to lead us towards this. अब एक कॉमन सेंस की बात बताता हूँ. जिनका IAS फर्स्ट होता है, do they say IAS is my first preference?
No.
हाँ. Now why are you trying to do so? Because you want to highlight this. उससे दे आर स्मार्ट इनफ, वो पकड़ लेंगे बेकार में कि हमें घुमाना चाह रहा है. एक आधा कोई ऐसा सोच लेगा बेकार में. इट इज मेंशन्ड, दे विल आस्क यू लॉट्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस ऑन दैट. तो ये अच्छा रहेगा थोड़ा सा, ठीक है. तीसरा, डोनाल्ड ट्रंप वाले में आप ये बोल सकते थे सर ही हैज अ अमेरिका फर्स्ट पॉलिसी. ये आप ऐड कर देते हो उसमें, तो हो सकता है ट्रेड में फ्यूचर में कभी इंडिया को कभी दिक्कत हो सकती है आगे, जब भी इसकी बात आएगी, ट्रेड की बात आएगी, तो वो आप एक ऐड कर देते, ठीक है. And बाकी you were very good in almost all the aspects. You will wear a coat also.
Yes, sir. Actually, they're playing Holi under my.
अच्छा, हाँ नहीं अच्छा, हाँ मतलब वहाँ पहनोगे ना, बस ठीक है. You're looking smart otherwise. एक लास्ट चीज, एक जो कॉमन फीडबैक मिलती है, हम थोड़ा सा अलग एक फीडबैक देते हैं रिगार्डिंग और सिटिंग पोस्चर. तो आपके दोनों हाथ क्या है, थाइस पे थे, ऐसा बोला जाता है. ठीक, एक बार आप रखिए पैड को. हाँ ठीक है. अब अभी हाँ थोड़ा सा पीछे होइए. हाँ अभी हाथ को ऐसी की जगह ऐसे रखिए, ऐसे ऐसे. हाँ आराम से, रिलैक्स, बस. अभी आप ये वीडियो में देखना. नाउ यू आर लुकिंग मोर लाइक अ सिविल सर्वेंट. दिस इज मोर लाइक अ स्टूडेंट. नाउ यू आर लुकिंग मोर लाइक अ सिविल सर्वेंट. आप ऐसे ट्राई कीजिएगा, है ना.
I think same here. Archit, nothing more to add. You are a very good candidate, very confident, very well informed, I would say. All your answers were very well structured, displaying depth also, depth of knowledge. So I think nothing more to add. थोड़ा ये mindfulness और heartfulness का देख लीजिए.
हाँ सर.
डिफरेंस जो है मैंने पूछा आपसे, तो उसमें थोड़ा पढ़ लीजिएगा. जो आपने जो बोला ना वो that was not to the point. तो आपने कहा ना भी only heart beat के ऊपर वो करते हैं, फोकस नहीं है. That is much more than
I'll see. I'll read about it.
बाकी आपका आई थिंक नथिंग मोर टू ऐड. यू विल डू वेल. फिलोसफी का थोड़ा सा और अच्छे से देख लीजिए. एक दो क्वेश्चन आपके पूछे जाएंगे डेफिनेटली.
Yes.
बट यू हैंडल माय क्वेश्चन वेरी वेल. योर पर्सनालिटी, एवरीथिंग इज गुड. ऑल द बेस्ट.
Archit, you are an excellent candidate. Done very well, exceedingly well in all questions. All answers are quite justified answers, well, good answers. Or just keep on reading your newspapers, etc., so that you remain updated. Say Bhutan, India, usko just see, India has committed 5,000 crore rupees to Bhutan, and after reaching Bhutan, I think it has been increased to 10,000 crore rupees. It has been doubled.
Yes.
Okay, so this is one of the important thing, and plus Gelepu, this mindfulness city near the border of Assam, I think. So rail links are there, one from Bengal, one from Assam.
Okay, sir.
Air connectivity, other so many things are there. So I think today evening the detailed program will come out
Okay, sir.
after Prime Minister comes back. So then you read about it. You should focus on India and its neighborhood countries with the issues and prospects. Issues and prospects of India with neighbor, including Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Afghanistan, Pakistan, whatever. And second is India and Middle East.
Yes, sir.
This is again important for you. What are the issues? Okay. Recently, some problem is going on between Iran and Pakistan also
Yes, sir.
regarding some gas pipeline. So this is one. India and Southeast. This is again a very important issue as far as the minerals, etc., rare minerals and other things are concerned. Apart from security issues. So these are the three important areas. And besides that, this marine security, transport corridor, this and that, Arctic issues. Arctic is a very important thing. The Arctic issue among countries. So these are the few areas which you need to focus on as far as the IR and relations is concerned. Besides your philosophy, etc. And read Maharashtra also.
Yes.
Maharashtra detail, ecology, economy, polity, culture, okay, culture, medieval, what is that, Bhakti Kal,
Yes, sir.
Bhakti Kal. So this is the Maratha history. These are few areas which you focus, you get very questions and you answer very well and you fetch very good marks because you are a brilliant candidate, I tell you, and you will do very well in an interview. Okay?
Yes.
All the best.
So Arpit, two points I want to make. You were serious, all right? So bring little smile on your face when question is being asked,
Yes, sir.
all right?
Yes, sir.
So that will open up, that will be non-verbal communication with the board, which will help you. So when I am asking you a question, you can smile at that time.
Yes,
Not all the time, but that is like an invitation that I am welcoming the question. So please ask me.
Now also you can smile. You are looking seriously. This is
so
better.
that is it. So that is number one. The statement of Einstein. As a philosophy, you must analyze that what is today's truth may not be truth for tomorrow. So truth always keeps on changing like universe, keeps on expanding like universe. New things are found. So truth will take a different shape tomorrow. So you should address this statement from philosophical point of view, knowing that Einstein has made this statement. So what gravitational laws of yesterday were there. Today you have Einsteinian laws, and tomorrow you may have a string theory.
Yes.
So pertaining to that time, that was the truth. So think about this, philosophical aspect of truth keeps on expanding because new inputs keep on coming to you. So you keep on redefining truth. So that is like universe. So this is what I wanted you to study. Understood? So this was, not necessary that this may be asked. What I am saying is that when you listen to this kind of statement, apply yourself. अगर मैंने आइंस्टीन का नाम नहीं भी लिया होता, still you should have thought.
Yes, sir.
All right. So any question you have, Archit?
No, sir. I don't have a question.
So wish you all the best. We have given you today one of the highest marks that we give, and that is 71%.
Yes, sir.
So you are ready. You are ready for interview 2nd April.
Yes, sir. Second.
I don't think there is any need for any more mocks.
This was
Fine.
last mock only.
So
Just revise now.
Yes.
just revise.
Smiling
you
disposition
are
होता है।
ready.
Yes.
थोड़ा सा smile एक जरूर से add कर दो. So that balance 4 marks you will fetch with that.
200 पहुंच जाओगे smile के साथ.
200 plus. All right. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
All the best.
You will get outside.
outside.